The amount of plastic produced and used in the world continues to grow every year, and the trend is rising faster than for any other material, thanks to its versatility, durability, great strength, and many other properties. Unfortunately, most of the plastic produced worldwide is not being recycled correctly, or not recycled at all.
In Italy, one firm has a proud history in the mechanical manufacturing industry that dates back more than 55 years. That firm, FIMIC, developed a state-of-the-art filtration process that has supplied customers worldwide, including the United States, with access to technology that ensures recycling is done properly.
In the chat box now, say hi to me. My name is Jack, J-A-C-K, Jack Chen from Ringer Events. I'd like to welcome all of you. Can anyone hear my voice? Oh, hello, Athena. Hello. Great. Hello. Yes, loud and clear, right? Wonderful. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I will not announce your name by each of you, but I have to say thank you very much. Now this webinar is officially started. Hello, good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Jack, editor for Ringer Trade Media. And I would like to welcome you all to this exciting webinar focused on innovative technology as applied in post-consumer and post-industrial plastic recycling. According to a recent Asian Development Bank ADB research, a green recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic in Southeast Asia has the potential to create 172 billion in investment possibility yearly and more than 30 million employments by 2030. It became popular to talk about upcycling plastic waste into usable products. So today, we are all aware of the tremendous plastic waste pollutions that has resulted from mass consumption and creation of inexpensive plastic. Social enterprise initiative to gather, sort, and reproduce plastic garbage into new items like building materials and appliances are quickly gain appeal. Now, let's also take a look at the K Trade Show 2022 in this October. One of the visions of K 2022 or K 2022 is new types of materials that with at least proportions of PCR raw materials, quality guaranteed to rank on a par with primary goods, easy and safe to use for every processors. In recent years, no other task has occupied the industry as much as the development of a functioning, clear, circular economy for post-consumer recycled plastic materials. Afterwards, people start asking questions like, how can we establish a reliable and consistent recycling line? Or how to make post-consumer and post-industrial materials plastic recycling systems better? Or they ask how to manufacture using recycling systems to satisfy customer demands. And it takes us to our agenda to ask the speakers today. I would like to introduce the agenda. We are pleased to welcome Ms. Aria Chen, a FIMIC expert, as well as Mr. Crispian and Mr. Hadiyan Fariz Azhar, our keynote speakers, to highlight how plastics production may be effective, efficient, and highly productive. Now, take a look, delegates. First, we will welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Crispian Lau, Vice Chairman of the Philippine National Solid Waste Management Commission and founding president of the Philippine Alliance for Recycling and Materials Sustainability, or PARMS. Let's discuss the topic Asian Perspective Trends in Plastic Recycling and Waste Management. And then for the second session, we will switch our perspectives and watch a brief online factory tour of FIMIC in Italy, watching their distinctive cooperation technology and culture, the unique culture, one of a kind. Second, the third one, our technology presentation will have Miss Aria Chen, Regional Sales Manager at FIMIC, as our speaker. She will talk about innovative melt filter technology for more efficient plastic recycling. And that's very, very exciting to see the latest technology of FIMIC in Italy. And also, we will learn some expect from the European aspect of the recycling market. Now, the next one, let's welcome Mr. Hadiyan Fariz Azhar, ADUPI or ADUPI members and CEO of Kibumi ID, the CEO of the Kibumi ID, the founders, to talk about digitalizing Indonesian PCR collection effort to enhance circular economy. So for those three very interesting topics today, please remember, dear delegates, that's very important. Listen. Remember that the questions you submit in the chat box for each speakers will be answered in the live Q&A session that follows each speech. So don't miss your excellent opportunity to speak with our experts today. Don't forget, also you can complete the feedback forms before you leave so that you can send in any questions or any comments you may have about this webinar to speakers or to me, to Jack, or to Ringer Events as well. Okay, so it's very happy to see that everyone is now saying hi or greeting to each other. I believe that this is a very, very great platform for us, not only to learn new knowledges, but also to make new friends, right? To find some potential business partners as well. So I'm very happy to have you all today. Before we enter our speech session, I would like to introduce one more good information to you. I'd like to thank our business partner, FIMIC. FIMIC has been known for 25 years as a specialist in automatic self-cleaning melt filters. This Italian company is the only one in the market with a range of 5 different models of automatic melt filters, capable to target highly contaminated plastic materials, plastic waste, especially post-industrial and post-consumer plastics. By the way, newsflash, FIMIC exhibition at K 2022 is located in the hall number 9 and booth number is B35, where almost all European recycling machines, including shedding, washing, pressing, filtering, are situated there. Although it's still not in October yet, I know before K 2022, right? You can have a little spoiler later from Miss Aria Chen's speech. So don't miss it. Okay, now let's welcome and enter our keynote speech. For the first keynote speaker, our keynote speaker will provide you an overview on the post-consumer recycled plastic market and lead the audience in a discussion on how companies are responding to government initiatives on recycling with focus on environment protection efforts in Asia, in Asian regions. Let's welcome Commissioner Crispian Lau. Crispian Lau, you have the floor.
To discuss about trends in plastic recycling and management and waste management from the ASEAN perspective. Now, we've seen this slide for a couple of times already. The issue on marine litter, the research done in 2015 pointing to plastic waste into the marine environment. And they have always said that by 2050, there would be more plastics than fish in the ocean. However, we'll need to look into the science behind all of these studies. And of course, when you look at the listing and the ranking that was made for this particular study, the Philippines, along with all other ASEAN countries like Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Burma, are ranked as top contributors. Now, it's quite interesting when the same study points to Sri Lanka as having a waste generation of 5.1 kilograms per capita per day. So it's kind of a flawed study that needs to be looked into. Unfortunately, there's not really much peer review done on this study. Just recently, particularly last month, the Ocean Conservancy withdrew its 2015 Ocean Plastics Report. Now, the Ocean Report actually streamed from the study of Jenna Jambek in 2015, which was released in February. And again, they gave an apology and took down the controversial report in the website. Now, if you look at countries within the ASEAN, and you would see that yes, the GNP per capita versus the urban solid waste generation is pretty significant from these countries. No, you would have Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines, no, being developing countries, and Thailand. Thailand is a little bit lower at 0.52. So these are the numbers that are being shown. Of course, you have high-income countries like Hong Kong and Singapore that has a significant rank as far as urban waste management or municipal solid waste generation. Now, if you look at the per capita consumption of plastics, the data would reveal that the Philippines actually ranks amongst the lowest in Southeast Asia as far as kilogram per capita per year. Uh, it's kind of interesting also why some countries have been identified as high sources of pollution. And when you also look at the countries with the highest plastic waste generation, you would not see the Philippines amongst that ranking in terms of percentages. No? Now, a UN study reported that what we need to do is to reduce most harmful and difficult to recycle plastic. And then, in line with the topic for the day, it wants to increase then, of course, the compliance with existing regulations on disposal is and discharge is a critical point that needs to be addressed to address the litter problem. Another study, when you look at the framework of what countries are doing from global to regional, now, of course, there are global initiatives, and apart amongst that would be the UN Environment Program, where they are looking into developing some binding agreements through an INP. So discussions are ongoing. And of course, regionally, you have COBC, you have, of course, World Bank and GIZ coming up with some support activities within ASEAN countries that really focuses on how to address the problem, and circular economy and EPR or extended producers responsibility you would see would actually lead those discussions. No? When you look at the COBC Regional Action Plan on marine litter, they have actually focused on land-based sources and sea-based sources to do monitoring and enabling conditions. No? And then they also listed some actions that needs to be prioritized. Um, of course, there's a national source inventory approach. We need to have a regional action plan for how to develop the inventory and a national action plan also on inventory management. Again, we need to know how much is out there so that we can properly manage it. Now, of course, in this study, there's the footprint report, material flow analysis, awareness, education, identifying hotspots. Now, these are some of the outputs that the regional side is looking at. Of course, the ASEAN, in its ministerial meeting in 2019, came up with their declaration, and they have already developed also a regional and adopted a Pacific Regional Action Plan on Marine Litter. Now, this has translated to countries among ASEAN, just to cite a few. Of course, Indonesia's action plan on marine litter would also focus on controlling the litter. And if you look at item 3, there are efforts to reduce and recycle and reuse plastic debris. If you look at Malaysia's roadmap on zero single-use plastics, now there would also be an aspect that looks into recycling of the product. Now, the Philippine National Action Plan for the Prevention and Reduction and Management of Marine Litter has two particular programmatic actions, particularly on the second programmatic action up here, which is sustainable consumption and production, and another programmatic action that focuses on recovery and recycling. Now, Thailand's roadmap is quite similar. They're looking at several phases, and the third phase, no, by the year 2027, is focused mainly on recycling. No? What they try to do is to address problematic products, no, or plastics from 2019 to 2012, and by 2027, they are targeting 100%. No? That's quite an ambitious target also. Of course, Vietnam, the support. Now, EPR is being discussed across Southeast Asia also. Some of the organizations that are pushing for EPR would be WWF and the GIZ. Now, they are looking at EPR. And why is EPR in the deck that I'm presenting to you now? Because EPR plays a significant role as we transition into a circular economy, as we increase the demand for recycled products, as we talk about recycled content in the products. EPR will play a significant role to ensure that the markets are there. Now, if you look, interesting the way, this is the slide of WWF. If you look at the slide of WWF and the discussion on EPR progress and development, it's interesting that for the Philippines, they were listing, or presenting banning of single-use products, and we'll take some comments about that later on. Of course, global companies, about 50 brand owners and retailers, and I know that this number has increased, has committed, no, to this global commitment led by the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, and they are looking at recycled content targets, no, shifting from problematic and unnecessary plastic packaging and increasing recycled content. So it gives now an opportunity for us in the downstream industry to look into potential markets or potential technologies for recycling. Now, if you look at current situation, this is a study that was done by IGES, no, in 2018. It presents the recycling capacities of countries in Asia. Now, you would see that in some countries do lag behind, while other countries has or actually improved significantly. No, you would see that Vietnam is actually increasing significantly, and they also have very ambitious targets. No, other countries won't have targets by 2020. Now, let's look at how much is out there. There was a study in 2019 by Conversion. Well, the industry finds this study to be more closer to reality. Now, if you look at several studies, from the Ocean Conservancy study that was withdrawn to the GA circular study that was published recently, you would see that the numbers differ, and the numbers differ significantly. So basically, for this, we are looking at some numbers that are closer to what we are actually seeing. And again, the same study looked into Asia and Oceania, and if you will look at the red zone, that's 34.5 and 7.5, which are improperly disposed of in Asia and Oceania, and we can look at this improper disposal as recycling potential. Now, that's close to about 40%, no, of the total waste that are generated, or the plastics that are generated, that can be brought back into the system. Now, studies have shown also that PET usage, PET or rPET demand in Southeast Asia will increase significantly, by about 4 times, no, or more than 4 times, about 10 times, no, from the state where it is right now. And this is from a GA circular report and Robobank that was done in 2020. Now, the opportunities are there for rPET recycling, definitely. Now, there is another study that looks into global post-consumer recycled plastics market. Now, it looks at the types of plastics and, of course, the potential for these types of plastic as we look into the demand. In Asia, we can say that polyethylene and polypropylene are highly recyclable materials in Southeast Asia. Now, PET, yes, there is room for PET to grow as we transition from what we used to produce out of our PET bottles, which are fabrics, into a more higher value products such as rPET bottle to bottle. Now, is the cost. No, the cost needs to remain competitive. If the cost of recycled material is higher than virgin, uh, then there would always be a challenge as far as market is concerned. Now, yeah, what does the recycling industry need to address now? Of course, when you look at the whole landscape of the recycling industry, it's easy to say that let's put our investments in recycling. But the bigger question is, first, do you have the feedstock? Now, it's not only the feedstock or the plastic waste, no? It has to conform to certain quality and quantity or volume conditions in a local setting where the facility is to be set up. Let's take, for example, we want to put up a recycling facility in Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam. Now, the bigger question is that if we are to put an rPET facility there, we have to ensure that there is enough feedstock that would be available, and the quality needs to improve. When you look at quality as far as feedstock is concerned, you have to trace it back to waste management. Now, it is important for us to look into waste management. If the waste is mixed and there's no segregation happening at the households, definitely you will have dirty feedstock or dirty recyclable materials. And if these recyclable materials are dirty, then the cost for cleaning it up will be high and might be prohibitive and might increase the cost. So these are some of the considerations. And of course, when you look at high tech or high technology equipment, now it commands a certain level of volume for it to make sense to process. If you look at those NIR systems, no, the separation technologies, yes, it's quite nice, but the challenge is, do we have enough volume of waste to justify such a big investment? Now, next is technology in terms of viability and its applicability. Now, if we are to invest in recycling infrastructure, we have to ensure that the technology is there, no question about it. But is it viable, and is it applicable to the conditions where your waste are? Are you buying the right sorting systems, or maybe you don't need the sorting system because labor remains to be low in Southeast Asia, that where you can do sorting manually, no, or collection manually also. And then applicability. Now, you might have a very high tech equipment, however, you may not have the market of your products, and the ability of your market to procure such high tech or high quality goods at the end of the day. Now, market. Now, this is yeah, I mentioned market a few times now going into this, but market is critical because if you put up recycling infrastructure, and if the acceptability of your market is not there and the cost is prohibitive, then the transition would be very difficult. Now, when we talk of acceptability, would your market accept, given that you are putting in post-consumer, some differences in colors? Would the market accept some to lower the quality requirements. No, of course, lowering quality requirements, for example, for products like pallets, crates, no, does not really mean that you are compromising the integrity of the product. When you look at the market, or the acceptability, no, maybe you can use pallets with post-consumer content and increase that post-consumer content of up to 50 or even 100% by put using those pallets only on light loads. No. Next is transparency. Now, a lot has been said about false claims or greenwashing as far as this industry is concerned. Now, how do we protect ourselves? How do we ensure that all these things are transparent? And once you offer a product in the market that claims to have recycled content, that the recycled content is actually there in terms of the content itself and the percentage. And lastly, we need to look at policy, government policy. Now, are we to put up infrastructure? And from the Philippine point of view, now the bigger challenge for us to put up the necessary infrastructure is that, you might be putting up an infrastructure, and later on, this product that you are recycling would be banned, in certain areas. So, and policy directions vis-a-vis the investments and what we as an industry will be trying to do. Now, government needs to understand that so that the feedstock we have to understand when you look at recycling, the recycling infrastructure is dedicated for certain material types. No, so again, policy needs to be consistent, and policy should not hamper investment. So that ends the presentation. I hope that you learned a lot and we're open for questions.
Seen that there are many discussions and questions raised during the presentation. Yes, thank you for answering that. Okay, now let's welcome Mr. Crispian Lau to answer all those questions. So, Crispian Lau, do you hear my voice? Actually, dear delegates, we've been rehearsal a while ago to join the Q&A mode. However, because during the mode changing and the platform changing, maybe Crispian Lau needs some more seconds to join the live Q&A platform. So let's wait for it. And before that, I have to say, dear delegates, you have to prepare your own questions. Seize the great chance you can actually talk into our speaker, our experts today. So see, even though we are having online events now, you don't see each other face to face. However, your thoughts can meet each other. Okay, Crispian, let me call. Let me double check. Is there? All right. It seems that Mr. Crispian Lau said that he had some technical issues. Now, let's wait for it while we watch a very short video about FIMIC. Oh, Mr. Crispian Lau, please don't click anything on my side, please. And simply just please go to the Q&A mode. Please turn on the microphone and camera only. Do not click anything else. Yeah, thank you. But however, I think, the questions are still there. Great, wonderful. Can you say hi to delegates to make sure your microphone is working, Chris?
Hear me now? Yeah.
Yes, loud and clear. Dear delegates, please in the chat box now say hi to Mr. Crispian Lau. And tell him if you enjoy his presentation as well. Now, Crispian Lau, let's go to the Q&A mode and answer those questions. Can you take a look at your right-hand side in the Q&A mode and pick up the questions you would like to share?
Okay, maybe we can start with this, no? Are Asian
Oh,
countries about to face the same stringent plastic recycling regulations as Europe in the near future? And then, are we ready for the infrastructure? This is a very good question, actually. The bigger question probably would be, do we have the market for it? No? When you talk of stringent regulations, what would these regulations be? On an ideal scenario, it would be nice to have regulations that are complementary to the capability of local industries to comply with. If we are going to mandate recycled content, then is the infrastructure prepared to produce recyclates that conform to food safety standards? So these are the things that can should needs to be addressed. Now for PET, I think PET RPET is ripe for the picking, meaning to enhance the market for PET, regulations on recycled content for PET can be done. However, if we look at PE and PP, since there is already a healthy market for post-consumer recyclates, then are we going to force it back into packaging? So it is important to look into that. Why? Because you would have an issue on feedstock and feedstock quality, and then you might end up having materials that are more expensive than virgin, which is one of the bigger challenge. Um, all right, then maybe we can go to the next question.
of
Uh,
course.
let me just,
Yeah, there are a lot of questions a bit longer, so yeah, take your time and read it. See if it's good to go.
okay, maybe this one. Are we on the right track? Um, I believe that we are, but then it's another question is synchronization. No? So basically, the biggest barrier to any country, especially the developing country, in adopting a circular economy is the whole system itself. No? If you want to push for circularity, it is important for us to design and put products in the market that would give us more circularity. Meaning products that and packaging that are put into the market ideally should be recyclable in the local context. You know, when we say recyclable, it can be recyclable in Thailand, but not a recyclable material here in the Philippines. So again, you have to look at local landscape. You have to ensure that whatever you're producing is recyclable in that local context. Then you promote that market, then you promote the recovery infrastructure, and then make sure that the recycling infrastructure and the market of recycled product is there. That is the only time that we can achieve circularity. I strongly am. I'm a firm believer that yes, circular economy is around the corner if we put all our acts together. Maybe to touch on some of the other questions, Jack, who is to blame? Let's stop putting the blaming game. No? There was a question here: who puts the biggest, you know, um, uh, biggest impact in
The
the market?
barriers. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not put the blaming game. Let us now ask ourselves across ASEAN, wherever you are, how can we work together so that we can achieve circularity from the supply side until the waste management side, meaning from the resin producers, and most of you guys are here, from the resin producers, from the converters, from the brand owners, from the consumers who use the product, from the end market or end of life, people who collect the recyclables, and the people who recycle. Now, we need to work together to achieve circularity. Not being able to do that, I doubt if we can even think of circular economy if we're not able to achieve collaboration across the whole supply and waste value chain.
Yeah. Let's all look at the bright side together, right? And the point is work together. Okay. Please go to the next question.
Okay, with respect to PCR, there is still no experimental testing that detect PCR content in plastic. Um, yes, okay, there that is always a problem, but then there are ways and methods for us to address the false claims, no? As far as recycled products are concerned. Um, For us in the industry, we would be able to easily identify, no? But then there are instances where you, okay, recycling technology has advanced so much to a point that we can recycle, especially flexible packaging, where mechanical recycling can be a challenge. We are now able to do chemical recycling that brings us back into a monomer stage that allows us to produce virgin quality materials. Then there would be no detection. I think there is a move already for many companies to ensure that there is traceability in all of this. And the way to achieve this is to have third party audits that are able to do this so that you don't make any false claims. I think for us, the way we see it moving forward, audits become critical to ensure that what is claimed is actually factual.
Okay, very interesting question, and need us to think about it later. Mr. Crispian and dear delegates, we still have time to deal with like 2 to 3 questions. So, Ms. Crispian, please go to next one.
Okay, now sachets. No? Let's go to sachets. No? Sachets remain to be one of the biggest challenges for mechanical or traditional recycling. However, as we speak, no, while again, it's a question of do we have a substitute product or packaging to a sachet? Perhaps the answer is no, because sachet allows us to put things in smaller packages so that we meet the the affordability, especially in Southeast Asia, in developing countries. It's a big question on affordability. They can't buy big packets, so they have to remain to buy small packets now. Addressing the problem of sachets would be in multiple prong, in my opinion. First, okay, you encourage consumers not to use sachets can if they can afford to buy packages in recyclable containers or rigid containers. Now, we are also, or the industry is also developing sachets with mono multi material. So mono multi-layered material as compared to multi-layered multiple material structures. It allows us to improve the recycling potential of the product. Of course, when we talk of circularity, we want to take the products or the material back to its original state, not to make materials out of it again, rather than converting it to energy. However, um, while we still lack the infrastructure, we have to use whatever available uh, technology that is with us. Co-processing, waste to energy, if available, we need to divert the materials that cannot be recycled to those areas first, while we are developing the infrastructure to design and improve circularity of flexible packaging, such as sachets.
Thank you, Crispian. I was not focused. I was answering the questions that I raised in the chat box. But now, please go to the next one. We still have time to deal with more questions.
Okay, diaper recycling machine. This is quite interesting. And then, okay, multiple such as pulp and plastics, etc. Um, can it be funded by government? Well, the sure government has the money. No, I think the question is on the Philippines. No, again, we have always seen that um, often in Asia, especially for developing countries, the local government units and the government struggles to put up the infrastructure. So this is where the private sector should come in. We have to look into augmenting the infrastructure gap by putting up investments, no, for towards recovery and recycling. Now, yes, diapers can be recycled if it can be recovered. So again, the technology is there to recycle diapers. The question now is that can we develop an infrastructure that would be able to collect the diapers and diapers only and bring it to the recycling centers. No? So these can are considered some of the challenges. Then you're looking now on multi-material type. No? Um,
such as pulp plastics, this becomes a bigger issue when you mix. Mixing plastics with plastics is a problem. Mixing paper with plastics is a separate problem. Now, for wax coated paper or plastic laminated paper, there is really no effective recycling technology that is available yet. No, so I think it is well, again, as I said, it may not be handled by government, but what is important is for us to put the infrastructure that is needed and to recycle these materials.
Thank you for the answering that. And due to the time limitation, dear delegates, I have to announce that that will be our last question. But before we go, before we say goodbye to Mr. Crispian Lau, I would like to say thank you for your presentation to this webinar. And I'm really glad that we have great discussions and a lot of questions raised during your presentation. I think that's very insightful. And I'm looking forward to have you back in our future events as well. But before that, Mr. Crispian Lau, do you have any conclusion or highlights you would like to make to let our delegates remember when they get home?
Well, I think it is very important for us coming from industry and including with a collaboration with other stakeholders to put where money, so to speak, where your mouth is. No? We are always aiming for recyclability. It is critical for us to support each other and put up, as I mentioned, the right type of infrastructure, especially on recycling. Yes, the environment needs to breathe more, and we need to do our share in especially in putting products that are more circular and developing the infrastructure to really make this happen.
All right. So, dear delegates, thank you for saying thank you to Mr. Crispian Lau. And I believe that if you do want to have further discussion, you're welcome to email us, email Ringer Events. I will pass those messages to Crispian Lau as well. And remember, if you fill in the feedback form, I will collect all your opinions to our speakers today. So thank you, Crispian Lau. Salamat Bo. And I would like to see you later in our future events as well. See you. Bye-bye.
Right.
All right. So, dear delegates, let's move to our next agenda. All right. I see many people still want to say thank you to Mr. Crispian Lau. I have to personally say, yeah, I would like to thank him as well. But let me welcome our next speaker. Before I announce the next speaker, I would like to switch our perspective and watch a brief online factory tour. So, dear delegates, prepare yourself and with me, let's go to FIMIC in Italy, watching their distinctive corporate, cultural, and technologies. How do they do it? I'm curious, and I believe you are very curious and you want to know too. So, ideal solution for those seeking to achieve the highest possible efficiency of the recycling process, significantly lowering maintenance and operational costs as well. FIMIC's distinctive engineering quality standards and constant research on cutting-edge technology have developed a high-performance machine that guarantees to all players in the recycling industry very important saving in operational cost as well as an improved final result. That's why today our technology presentation will have Miss Aria Chen, Regional Sales Manager at FIMIC, as our speaker. She will talk about the topic innovative melt filter technology for more efficient plastic recycling. And also I heard that Miss Aria is gonna use very many 3D demonstration videos to show you how their technology works. So it's very exciting. Let's welcome Miss Aria Chen. Aria, you have the floor now.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the webinar today. We are very happy to be here to talk with you for plastic recycling. Today, we will share a technology which helps to increase the efficiency for plastic recycling process. Please stay with us for the presentation. If you have any questions, please ask us and we will answer you during the Q&A session after this presentation. And now let's start. Introduce myself. My name is Aria Chen. I'm the sales manager of FIMIC. I'm taking care of the customers in Asia. I have 11 years experience for plastic machine, including plastic recycling machines. You are more than welcome to talk with me for plastic recycling. And I am glad to introduce our company FIMIC to you. FIMIC is from Italy, a family-owned company since 1963. We, FIMIC, have been dedicating in plastic recycling industry since the company was founded. The main product are the automatic filters, screw pump, and guillotines. Till now, we have more than 740 sets of machines running in different countries in the world, and many of the machines are running in the factory of the leaders in plastic recycling industry, including companies in Asia. We are FIMIC, a company dedicated in plastic recycling industry. We have a team of 42 professionals, and we have many agents in different countries to offer closer support to our customers. Our team is growing to support more customers in different countries. Plastic recycling has become a very hot topic in recent years. We are not just talking about future. We need to act for plastic recycling now. Keynote will take place again in October this year. Circular economy will be the main topic for K 2022. Since FIMIC is dedicating in business in plastic recycling, this year we will also be at K-Show to assist plastic recyclers to find suitable plastic recycling solution. Before meeting everyone in person in October, I would like to show you a FIMIC video now for you to better understand FIMIC's work.
Does your company recycle plastics? The European directive is clear. From 2025, plastic products must contain at least 25% recycled material. This is a very high percentage, and it is difficult to achieve, at least with manual or semi-automatic filters. However, it is not a problem. In fact, it represents a great business opportunity if you choose to rely on FIMIC, a company specializing in the production of automatic and self-cleaning melt filters specifically dedicated to post-industrial and post-consumer plastics recycling. Its filtration technologies, one of a kind, guarantee high results and a very high quality of the final material. They are also available in different models and sizes, based on 3 factors: type of material to be recycled, required output per hour, contamination level and filtration requirements. These days, the amount of material to be recycled is ever increasing. At the same time, it is necessary to maintain high standards for high-quality results. To do so, FIMIC adapts the technology to the customer's needs with 5 different screen changers, offers all possible filtrations, and covers the many different existing applications. Would you like to test your materials at FIMIC? Book a test in our technical center.
For the automatic filter, until today, we've installed more than 450 machines worldwide, targeting different types of materials, contamination, and on different types and brand of extruders. We have many experience and can provide customer very good know-how. In the past decade, the automatic melt filter is the trend for plastic recyclers in Europe. Recent years, the automatic melt filter has become more known to the recyclers to Asian customers. Today, I would like to introduce the automatic melt filter technology and talk more details on how this technology can bring benefit to the plastic recycling companies. First of all, I would like to introduce the difference between conventional melt filter, the manual screen changer, and automatic melt filter. For the conventional melt filter, when processing material with more contamination, the frequency of screen changing is very high. For example, once every 2 to 15 minutes. I believe our audience today who is processing the scrap with contamination knows about this very well. The manual filter are supplied with a weaving type, the mesh screen. The automatic melt filter, it has a self-cleaning function, which allows recyclers to process scrap with more contamination easier. For wash material, it is normally about 2 to 3% contamination, and for unwashed material, normally 4 to 5% contamination. And FIMIC's automatic filter is using the scraper to clean the screen surface continuously. And after collecting the contamination, we discharge the contamination from time to screen changer. The frequency of screen changing is much, much lower. With automatic filtration, the screen changing is about once a week. The automatic melt filter offered by FIMIC can be supplied with punch screen or laser screen. Punch screen is used for coarse filtration, and laser screen is for fine filtration. The finest laser screen we're offering is about 18 micron, so about 180 mesh. The punch screen and laser screen are both having round-shaped holes, and the pressure from extruder does not affect the size of the holes. While using the weaving mesh screen, the extruder pressure can enlarge the screen size. So to have a laser or punch screen, this helps to improve the filtration quality, and the quality of the pellets is more stable. Thanks to the low frequency of screen changing, the recyclers they can save the cost of screen and reduce the melt loss significantly. To increase the competitiveness in the business, the plastic recyclers are looking for processing the scrap with more contamination. FIMIC has been working closely with plastic recycling companies since the company was founded, so we understand the needs of plastic recyclers. FIMIC keeps updating the filtration technology for recyclers to process more complicated material. The automatic filter is able to process different types of material and contaminations, and to the customer to have an easy way to process the material. The laser screen improves the filtration performance and increase the pellets quality, and at the same time, it helps plastic recyclers to save operational cost. I will introduce more details for the automatic filter. The demand for recycled pellets is increasing in recent years. The source for clean scraps is more limited comparing to before. The key to become more competitive is to have a flexibility to convert the scrap to contamination into high-quality pellets. The plastic recyclers will need a filter which is flexible for processing different types of material. It can be post-industrial or post-consumer. HDP, LDP, LLDP, PP, PS, EPS, even PVC material. With different types of contamination of paper, stickers, dust, organic, unmelted, you name it. Even some aggressive contamination such as small pieces of metal and glass. In plastic recycling, it is pretty often to have some surprise contamination which could damage the recycling equipment. So FIMIC, we considered this point. So we design our filter which can have a high performance, but at the same time being less sensitive to the aggressive contamination to reduce the risk of machine damaging. When processing the scrap with contamination with manual screen changer, it needs a lot of work and sometimes have 2 to 3 operators to work with one machine. The automatic filtration technology can make the whole process easier, less work, less operator, less spare parts, and easier to track the production. It is FIMIC's philosophy to design a machine which is easy to operate, request minimum maintenance, and have less operator to work with it. Each machine FIMIC provides is customized. When machine arrives at a customer's factory, the mechanical installation is very easy, just plug and go. The setting is also user-friendly. It is easy for the operators to understand. At the same time, it requires minimum training. In most of cases, it only requires 3 working days for our technicians to help with customer for the installation and startup, including operational training. The change of spare parts is also very easy. Even biggest filter, the screen changing is only about 14 minutes. You can finish the work. And this can help recyclers to have less machine downtime, to have more production. From this picture, you can see the elements of FIMIC's automatic filter. The installation is simple. Just put the parts together and the machine can run directly. It doesn't require extra adjustment, for example, the angle of blades on the scraper, or so it is extremely easy for the operators to work with the machine. It can avoid damage and to reduce the downtime. For FIMIC filter, from the smallest machine up to the biggest machine, we can have output up to 3 tons per hour. It only needs 1 piece of screen. It could be punch screen or laser screen, just 1 piece is needed. And 2 pieces of blade to run the machine. For other parts, in normal cases, they only need to be replaced on average once a year. This simple design allows the operator to run the machine easily. In addition to easy installation and maintenance, the easy setting for running the machine is also very important. Depending on the contamination level, there are 2 operation modes which can set with FIMIC automatic filter. Here you can see 2 pictures. On the right-hand side is a pressure mode, left-hand side is continuous mode. If you're running a post-consumer, if you're running post-industrial waste, which has less contamination, the pressure mode can be applied. In pressure mode, the scraper doesn't run continuously. The scraper turns when the filter reaches to the setting pressure. And you can set the cycle of a scraper running. After several turns, the waste discharging valve opens to discharge the contamination. The other mode is continuous mode. In continuous mode, the scraper keeps cleaning the surface, the screen surface to collect the contamination. If you are processing post-consumer waste, which has higher contamination. And after running for a few minutes, the valve opens to discharge the contamination for seconds. For example, when running 300 seconds, the valve opens for 2 seconds to discharge. And these numbers you can say is set by yourself. In this mode, continuous mode, only the scraper works continuously. The waste discharge is not discharging continuously. It still can be controlled. So it doesn't create bigger melt loss when running with continuously mode. The working history can be saved in the filter for tracking the production. The filter can be connected to the internet, so if the operator needs any support from FIMIC team, our team can support remotely. Speaking about the screens, I would like to introduce more about the laser drill screen. Comparing to the mesh screen used for manual screen changer, the laser screen for automatic melt filter gives a better filtration performance. From above photo, the black screen is FIMIC's laser drill screen. The upper one, the brighter one, is a punch screen. For fine filtration, for example, to produce pellets for blown film or for high-quality injection molding, the laser screen is applied to the filter to do this job. Fine filtration in FIMIC, it means from 300 micron mesh up to 180 mesh. On average, the screen is changed once a week. One screen can be reused up to 4 times. So on average, the consumption for the laser screen is 1 piece per month. In long-term use, the recyclers can save the consumable parts cost significantly. FIMIC has been providing the laser screen to the recyclers for processing different types of material and contamination. The design for the screen can help to control the working pressure to be used at its maximum and at the same time to be more affordable. The laser screen is made by special technology to make the holes more precise comparing to the weaving screens. The pressure from extruder pushes the weaving screen, so the mesh are enlarged by the pressure, like this. Also, the weaving technology is more difficult to make the mesh size stable, so the filtration quality is not very stable. The laser screen could provide more precise hole size comparing to the mesh screen to give better filtration performance. The same filter system can be used with both laser or punch screen, depending on the filtration requirement. For coarse filtration, which is larger than 400 microns, so lower than 40 mesh, we will supply punch screen. The punch screen is very affordable. It also gives you very good filtration performance. To have lower operational cost is also very important for the plastic recycling business. Thanks to the automatic filtration system, the screen doesn't have to be changed often, so the extruder can run at its maximum capacity. The simple design for the machine allows simple operation and maintenance. As mentioned before, the screen changing and the maintenance can be finished within 14 minutes, which gives less machine downtime. The adjustable waste flow, it helps to keep the melt loss at its minimum. With above elements, the recycler is able to produce more recycled pellets from the same extruder. With less screen changing on automatic melt filter, comparing to the manual screen changer, the cost for screens will be less. The spare parts offered by FIMIC has high quality, but with very affordable price. With everything together, recycler can save a lot for operational cost. Here, we would like to give you a calculation comparison for the spare parts cost between manual filter and FIMIC automatic melt filter. The cost for each mesh screen is about €1. If you are changing the screen once every 15 minutes, the cost of screen, it will be around €2,880 per month. And if you are changing the screen every 3 minutes, The cost is about 14,400 per month. To compare it together with a FIMIC laser screen and blades, if you are consider using our filter, which has output about 700 kilo per hour for HDPE material, when filtrating 150 micron, which is about 100 mesh, each screen is 1,000 euro and plus 8 blades. 1 month's spare parts cost is 1,104 euro. So we can see the big difference for the spare parts, the consumable parts. And here we are only talking about the spare parts cost. The automatic system can also help to save labor cost, which differs from country to country. I would like to show you a comparison table which shows the operational cost difference between automatic male filter and manual type filter. For spare parts, with FIMIC automatic filter, you only need 1 laser screen or some pieces of punchy screen with 8 pieces of blades. For manual filter, depending on the screen changing frequency, you might need 1 piece of screen every 3 to 20 minutes. For melt loss, with adjustable melt waste flow, depending on the contamination level, on average is 1% melt loss from the automatic screen changer. For manual screen changer, each time of screen changing, it is minimum 1 kg of melt loss. And for the pressure, thanks to the big screen surface of FIMIC filter, the operational pressure can be controlled well, which means the operational pressure can be controlled temperature and pressure can be controlled at the same time. So the risk of material degradation is much lower. It gives a good output, and the machine can also produce better quality pellets. The manual screen changer normally has lower filtration area. It has higher possibility to have temperature increase. It will become the bottleneck of an extruder to give laser output, and the material could be overheated to the due to the high operational pressure. And why to choose FIMIC as your business partner for automating male filter? FIMIC is famous for its automatic filter. We are the only company which provides 5 different types of automatic filters. Each model is targeting different material, contamination, and output. Depending on each project, we decide the melt filter together with customer. The solution we are offering is to help plastic recyclers to improve the production. The automatic filter should be a plus to the production, not to become a bottleneck to the production. I will give a brief introduction to our filter here. From the very left-hand side, the model RAS is a model covers 90% of the projects. The model RAS can supply the extruder from 300 kg up to 3 tons per hour. Model ERA is designed for processing material with contamination up to 25%. This filter has 2 steps of filtration in 1 machine. And GEM is a filter for high output extruders. And the output from GEM starts from 2 tons up to 6 tons. RAS plus REF. This machine is similar to RAS, but it has a backflash function in the same machine. And the other machine is 10. This machine is different from other machines. This machine is supplied with bell screen, and this is suitable for material with contamination less than 0.5%. For each project, we recommend customer suitable filter according to the material, contamination, and extruder output, not just offer you a standard machine and to limit your production. As mentioned in previous presentation, the model is FIMIC's most popular model. It covers 90% of plastic recycling projects from post-industrial to post-consumer material. from 300 kg up to 3 tons per hour. This automatic melt filter is using scraper to clean the contamination on the screen surface. The scraper can clean the contamination on the screen surface well, and the collector in the scraper can also reduce the possibility of the screen damaging when there's any aggressive contamination, such as metal pieces where glass goes into the filter. The punch screen and laser screen can be used on this machine. Laser screen is available from 400 micron to 80 micron, so 15 mesh to 180 mesh. The waste discharge is controlled by the valve instead of screw discharging for controlling the melt loss at its minimum. The RIS system doesn't require a pre-filtration. It can be installed directly on the first stage of extruder to process the waste material. And the RIS system has a big filtration surface, which helps to keep the lower operational pressure. Lower pressure means lower temperature to avoid the material degradation. It helps to produce better quality pellets. Each RIS we offer are customized according to customer's project and extruder type, so it requires minimum change on the existing machine. We are offering 5 sizes for RIS filter, targeting to different MFI, contamination, and to match different extruder output. From the smallest RIS 325, from 300 kg up to RIS 700, output can go up to 3 tons per hour. Even for the RIS 700 with a big output, this machine only requires 1 screen and 2 blades when you do the operation. Here, I would like to present a video to help you understand more how RIS filter works. Until today, FIMIC has installed more than 470 automatic filters in many countries for different materials and application. In Asia, we also have several installations. In Asia, the main processing material are PE film with paper stickers, HDP regrind, and WEE waste. We believe with our experience, FIMIC will be your good partner. We can grow the plastic recycling business together with you. We talked a lot about the machine specification. I believe you are also very curious about how the filter can help with your recycling business. Today, I will share some projects with you. If you wish to talk more about the material, your processing material with us, please feel free to let us know. First, I would like to introduce LDPE film. This material is being widely processed. Also, a lot of recyclers in Asia are processing this material. This LDPE packaging film could be post-industrial or post-consumer. Sometimes the scrap is clean, so it is often not washed. For example, the pellets from right-hand side, this material from right-hand side, the scrap was not washed. It was only processed by the rust filter directly. But this material, even this clean material, it still have difficult contamination such as paper, stickers, labels, and unmelted plastic. When you are using manual screen changer, this contamination can block the screen very fast. The operator needs to change the screen very often, sometimes every minute. So the high pressure and high temperature of screen changer could make the paper carbonized to create more black spots in the pellets. The scraper in rust system can remove the contamination efficiently to let the plastic melt keep passing the screen. And the filter can control the working pressure and temperature very well to reduce the possibility for carbonized paper and the carbonized contamination, and to have pellets with less black spots. I will show you a short video for the discharge to see how the rust filter does process a contamination discharge. And in this video, you can see the paper in the discharge is not very burnt. The color is still yellowish, not become black. HDP regrind is also a widely recycled material. The contamination could be dust, paper, aluminum, metal pieces, organic or unmelted plastic. The big challenge of this material is a low MFI, which creates high pressure and temperature, or to keep the low pressure but the output is reduced. So the filtration area is very important when processing this material. And the aluminum foil in this material blocks the manual screen changer very fast. To use automatic mail filter will have higher efficiency for processing this material. The aluminum is one of a difficult contamination to process. The screen gets blocked very fast. FIMIC has a solution for aluminum foil. Please see the picture here. This is our customer who is processing HDP regrind with aluminum. In this photo is a discharge from the filter. You can see a lot of aluminum foil in it. Agriculture film is also a material which is being recycled a lot in Southeast Asia and Japan. This scrap often contains a lot of dust, sand, organic, or even after washing. The challenge is the dust and sand. They make the screen clog very fast. With manual screen changer, the screen has to be changed very often, and the pellet's quality is not stable because the whole image screen is not even. The pellet quality is very unstable. When using the automatic screen changer, because of scrap has a lot of surprise. For example, some pieces of stone and screen can be, this can lead the screen to be damaged very easily. With FIMIC scraper, we have a collector in the scraper, which can reduce the chance for aggressive contamination to touch your screen directly. The possibility of a screen damaging when processing this material is very low comparing to other types of automatic filters. In this picture, you can see the comparison of the film quality. The material was same one, but processed by FIMIC and another brand of automatic filter. Extruder had the same output. The filtration screen size were the same, 150 micron. To use the pellets for bone film, you could find the difference. FIMIC has larger filtration surface to run the machine at the lower pressure, so the contamination will not be pushed through the screen. The pellet quality is much better. In recent years, the WEE waste recycling has become very popular. The plastic material from WEE waste is mainly ABS, PS, and PP. The challenge for processing this material is the contamination of the metal pieces. As mentioned before, the aggressive contamination could damage your screen easily. FIMIC scraper design can reduce the possibility of direct contact of the metal pieces to the screen. We are working with big WE recycling companies in Europe. After replacing a manual screen changer by FIMIC automatic filter, the recycler, they could use 150 micron fine filtration, and they could run the machine for 3 months before changing the screen, and the output has increased 15% from the same extruder. In addition to automatic mill filter, as a company which works closely to plastic recycling companies, we understood the need of plastic recyclers. To maintain the philosophy of easy using and lower the operational cost, FIMIC innovated a melt pump which is dedicated to the plastic recycling companies. The melt pump was officially launched in September 2021, and we have installed several of these SPA screw pumps in recycling companies. The melt pump is normally equipped with gears in the pump, but for plastic recyclers, the contamination in the material could create more chances for the replacement of the gears, and it will create high operational cost. Instead of using the gears, the SPA screw pump provided by FIMIC is supplied with screw. The screw is less sensitive compared to the gear when processing material with contamination, but to reach the same performance. Here I would like to show you a video of a screw pump. In this video, you can see two configurations. First is a screw pump installed between two filters. Depending on the material, some of our customer needs a second filtration in plastic recycling process, so they are using the screw pump to transport the plastic melt into second filtration. Second configuration is to install the pump directly after the twin screw extruder. After the pump will be installed with a filter. In this case, the screw pump can optimize the output from extruder. The screw pump can be used for two functions. First is to install after twin screw extruder to increase the extruder output pressure, and the other function is to use the transport between two filters. If a recycling process needs two-step filtration, but you don't want to use a second extruder. And let's take a look at this video. Today, we are sharing one of our successful projects for SPA and will demonstrate a configuration of FIMIC filter together with a screw pump. This case is single screw extruder with FIMIC's ROS 600 scraper type filter with SPA 120 with a manual screen changer as a second filtration. Here are some photos of the installation. This customer wishes to have a second step filtration, so the screw pump plays a role of a transporter between two filters. From the photo from right-hand side, you may see the SPA screw pump is installed after RS 600 filter, and the manual filter comes after the screw pump. Here to show you a video of this installation. Another 3 years has passed. K-Show will take place again in this October. Circular economy will be one of the main topics to be presented at K-Show this year. The companies that offers plastic recycling equipment are coming to the show to show their latest technology. Of course, FIMIC is one of the members. Our team will be sharing more know-how and our experiences of plastic recycling at K-Show. Our booth is located at Hall 9, B35. We are very looking forward to meeting you at K-Show in Germany. Thank you very much for your attention. It was our pleasure to share the information of plastic recycling and automatic filter with you. We hope to make the plastic recycling industry more beautiful. If you have any questions, you are very welcome to ask me during Q&A session. You are also very welcome to contact me if you need any assistance. My contact info is on the right-hand side. Thank you, and I wish you to have a very good day. Bye-bye.
In our online platform, Q&A platform, to answer those questions. So Aria, now could you please turn on the microphone and camera once again and join the Q&A platform. Let me clear out the questions for Crispian now first. All right. So dear delegates, as I mentioned in the chat box, oh, you pick up the question already? No, you have to turn on your microphone and camera on the Q&A platform first, Aria. Okay, maybe this one, the first question Aria want us to focus is that, can you please help to explain better how laser filter is better than mesh filter in terms of particles and micro contaminants removals? Okay, so Aria, are you ready to answer this question? Let me see. No, we cannot hear you yet, Aria. No. Dear delegates, Aria is texting me that you still have to turn on the microphone and camera. So no, we still cannot hear you yet. Okay, here's the thing that Miss Aria needs. It's login. Yeah, okay. Aria, please refresh the page. Yeah, okay. Now, dear delegates, if you face the same questions like Miss Aria, if you cannot hear the voice, you cannot, listen to the speakers, or even you cannot type anything in the chat box, don't worry. Anytime you can refresh the page, and our platform will make you relog in automatically. So let's see if Aria Chen can turn on the microphone and camera this time. Oh, by the way, during this time, we still have more questions coming. So I like to see that. Let's have a great discussions later. But even your questions is not covered, it's not explained by the speakers today. Don't worry that by filling our feedback form, you can still contact us and contact speakers later as well. So let me share this link with all of you. Please take your time and go to the link. Go to the link and to fill in the questions for us. And if you want to say something to me, yeah, I would like to hear that too. So Aria, say hi to delegates once again.
Hello. You see
Okay,
me?
dear delegates, if you can see Aria Chen clear and also listen to her loud and clear, please, in the chat box now, say hi to Aria Chen. Now, Aria, please, let's focus the question you pick up.
Okay. So the first question is, can you
Thank
please
you,
help
Kevin.
me explain
Thank
better?
you, Clear. Thank you, Raz. Thank you. Let's go to the first question.
Okay, so first question is that can you please help to explain better how laser filter is better than mesh filter in terms of particles, micro contaminations removal? For this, I would like to explain more about the difference about the laser screen and the mesh screen that I just mentioned during my presentation. So regarding to the contamination, actually for our filter to remove the contamination, it's by the scraper. So the scraper will continuously clean the surface of the screen, and laser screen and the mesh screen is the filtration that installed in the filter to do the filtration. So the contamination is removed by the scraper first, and then use a laser screen, our laser screen, to do the filtration. So the difference is the laser screen comparing to the mesh screen, because the mesh screen is by the weaving type. So each hole is not very even it's, say, for example, 100 mesh, but actually each hole is not very even. But for the laser technology, we make the hole by the laser technology, and the hole is a cone shape. So the holes are more even, the filtration will be more even. So the pellet quality you get is more stable. And also the cone shape, it doesn't get affected by the extruder pressure, because the extruder, it will push the screen, and for the mesh screen, it will become like this, will become bigger. But the filter from the laser screen, it doesn't get bigger by the pressure, so we can get more stable quality of the pellets.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. Seize the chance, ask more questions as you can.
How fast I can get after sales support from FIMIC? Okay, so FIMIC team, we have a team which is only dedicating to the after sales service, and customer, you can contact us by WhatsApp or our phone number. All your questions will be replied within 24 hours, because this team we have several people working in this team, only to reply you, only to give customer support. So within 24 hours, you can get an answer from our team.
Wonderful. Let's go to the next one.
Do you have an automatic filter for blown film machine? At the moment, the filters we are providing to customers is aiming to the recycling industry. Now our filter is not that suitable for blown film industry or the production lines because when we discharge a contamination, it has some pressure drop. So blown film machine is more sensitive to the pressure. So at the moment, we don't have filters for blown film lines yet.
Okay.
And take a look. With this filter, does that mean we did not have to separate multi-layer film layer by layer? For this filter, basically we are removing the contamination which cannot be melted together with plastic. But for the multi-layer film, we do have some customer that are recycling it, but the use for the pellets is also a question. The market demand is not that big because the pellets from the multi-layer film is mixed plastic. So customer they are mainly using it for the injection, for the injection, and to separate the multi-layer, at the moment it's not working with our filter because the layers are very thin. So even it's PET or nylon layer, it's just a several micron for the layer, and it will stick together with the plastic. So at the extrusion part, it will be melted together already with the plastic. So with our filter, we don't at the moment it doesn't have a technology to separate the layer. Next.
Okay, that's a very technical one. So we still have time. Let's go to the next one.
Okay. Any filtration available in range of 40 to 80 micron for very low contamination level? For a very low contamination level, I'm not sure
Have
if
you published the question yet?
Oh,
yeah,
yes, I
great.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I'm not sure if you mean the contamination level low is meaning the material is more clean. If it's cleaner material, of course you can use our filter to do the job, but our filter is more dedicated to the material which has more contamination. And to remove the contamination is by the scraper, not by the screen itself. And at the moment, our finest filtration is the 80 micron. And for our customer who is doing blown film, we already need a very good quality pellets. And from blown film, our customer is mainly doing from 200 micron, which is 72 mesh, until 100 micron. You can have a very good quality pellets for blown film use already.
Okay.
And for this one, I saw
we have a very long one coming.
This is the question that I saw when I introduced our case studies. No, there is no black master batch added to the pellets. It's all produced directly from the material.
So delegates, I hope Aria answered your questions. If you have afterwards comments still coming, share your opinions in the chat box too.
Quite a lot of questions today, but you can also send me emails if I'm not answering yet here at the Q&A session.
I will share your contact information for them later. Yeah.
And I also saw a question that if any representative in India, we do have my colleague who's working for the Indian market, and please write me email. I will share my colleague's contact information to you. So what is an acceptable contamination rate to make filtration system efficient and economy viable? Okay, so for now, because at the moment the cleaner material is not that easy to access, so more and more recyclers they are looking for more complicated material, which more complicated means more contamination, and now our customer they can use our ERA system, the other type of model, we can process already up to 25% of contamination. But our So the reason we design this technology is to give customer more flexibility to recycle the material with more contamination. It means that it can bring you more profit to your business, because the material which has more contamination, the cost to buy this material is lower, but you can still produce good quality pellets, and so you can get more profit from this business.
Yeah, but how do they know whether they choose the price or the function? They will talk to you, right? You can make the decision for them or make your advice for them.
Yes.
Yeah, so delegates, contact the contact information of Aria Chen I pin in the chat box already. Save it, and you can talk to her for the further discussion as well. But now let's welcome Aria. Go to the next question.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions or more details you would like to talk about, you can email me or contact me anytime. Well, the scraper create a lot of melt loss when I process material with more contamination. No, when you process the material with more contamination, only our scraper keeps working, but our design for the discharging, the contamination discharging is controlled by valve, which is not continuously discharging, because on the market, there are a lot of automatic filter, it keeps discharging. So when you process a material which has more contamination, you will have, of course, discharging faster. But our system is controlled by valve. You can control the discharging by time. So you just set a time. You decide the time you want to discharge. So it will not continuously discharge. You can save a lot of melt loss.
Okay.
Average our customer is having 1% of melt loss, the plastic.
Yeah, sorry for interruption. I would like to say that due to the time limitation, we have like 1 to 2 more questions, Quantat. Okay, Aria, pick up the next one.
What is the maximum working pressure for FIMIC filter? Okay, so for our filter, the maximum is 220 bars, but 220 bars means the machine has to stop. That's our design, because we want to control the pressure as low as possible. And the good thing is that if you have lower operational pressure, then temperature will not be increased. On the market, a lot of the automatic filter, it can go up to 300 bars or even higher. And but this is, of course, it's good to see the higher numbers, but in real use, you don't want to have a pressure that high, because it will increase the temperature a lot. And increasing the temperature, you will have a material be more burned, and this will now help you to produce good quality pellets. So our design is to keep the pressure and temperature low as much as possible.
Okay, last one.
That's what does.
Take a good look at that.
Yeah.
I know we have a lot of questions today. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw there's my computer does not.
It's okay. It's okay. Take your time. Take your time.
Okay, this one. Is suitable for processing multi-layer material. It's the same like what I mentioned before. Our machine can, of course, can process it, but the efficiency to separate the layers depends on the thickness of the layer on the film. If it's a very thin thickness, laminated with a film, it will not be easy to really separate, because it will melt together before the material reaches to the filter. And I also saw another questions about the if the filter can process PP and PET. Yes, our machine can process also PP and PET. These two material. It's also widely, for example, PP is really widely recycled in Europe and also in here in Asia. And PET, we have some projects in Europe already, and you are welcome to discuss with me for the details. You can send me email. And this year we're gonna have a booth at K-Show in October. So everyone is very welcome to visit us at K Show in Germany.
Yeah, and you'll be coming too, right, Aria?
Yeah, I'll be there too.
Yeah, welcome to visit their booth, and you can see Aria in person. So
Yeah, we also
lastly,
have yeah.
yeah, since you mentioned the K show, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, you have to, dear delegates, if you come to K show, you will not only see Area but also see their latest innovation of the filtering technology, as I mentioned before Area's presentation.
Yeah,
And
we will
before
have
you go,
culture. Yeah,
yeah,
itself. We will have it in the recycling hall. Yeah.
yeah, I would like you to make some highlights or conclusions about your presentation or your K show trip to our delegates, so they can remember when they get home.
Yeah.
Do you have
So,
anything last to say to delegates?
we have a lot of questions, but due to time limitation, I cannot answer all the questions. So please feel free to send me email or contact me by WhatsApp when you want, if you want to talk for more details. And always welcome. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you,
that's the
everybody.
number also for WhatsApp. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Great.
Mhm.
Okay. So, Aria, looking forward to see you attending our future events as well. See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All right. So, dear delegates, also in the chat box, say show your gratitude, saying thank you and goodbye to Miss Aria as well. If you have any further questions, as I pin the contact information in the chat box, now please save those informations and have a chance to have further discussion with Aria Chen. Also, I will send you also the feedback link as well. If you want to talk to me, talk to us about this webinar, please share your opinions. And let me introduce the next speakers for us. Let's welcome Mr. Hadiyan Fariz Azhar. He founded Kibumi ID in order to improve our circular economy and address environmental issues. An enterpriser driven by a passion to address eco issues, especially in relation to major city trash issues, and to take advance the circular economy to benefit more communities globally. And he's also coming as a member of ADUPI ADUPI. So, dear delegates, let's welcome this speaker and his wonderful presentation, very insightful topic for digitalizing Indonesian PCR collection effort to enhance circular economy. Okay, Hadiyan, you may have the floor.
Meet you. It's been a pleasure for me to have a chance to give a speech in this event, in this session. Thanks for having me in this event. So I wanna talk about digitalizing Indonesian PCR collection effort to enhance circular economy. Yeah, this is will specifically about Indonesia, but I'm sure uh, this will still relevant and still relate for another country, especially Asian developing country in Southeast Asia and South Asia, maybe also in Africa and South America. So I hope if you not come from Indonesia, you can still relate with the topic and can get some insight from here. So let me introduce myself. My name is Hadiyan Fariz Azhar. I'm a founder and CEO of Kibumi.id. Kibumi.id is a digital startup that try to improving our circular supply chains in Indonesia, especially. So we try to make it better supply chains and give more value on the environment, on the ecosystem. I also a member of the management board of ADUPI. ADUPI is Indonesian Plastic Recycling Association. So our member is wide range from the recyclers, recycling company, from the aggregator until the brand owner. So we already in Indonesia, we've been around already long time from 1989 under the name of IDUPI, and we changed our name into ADUPI in 2015. In waste management hierarchy, we are in reuse and recycling. We are focused on there, and our vision, yeah, to help our member, to help the government, to help our environment, to get better, to reduce the damage of plastic waste, to increase our quality of life in Indonesia, especially that related into plastic waste and plastic industry recycling. So we already have 19 regional commissariat in Indonesia. Yeah, it's quite a lot in Indonesia, and this is our member from brand owner. Like I told you before, our member not just limited into recycling company. We also have member in brand owner because uh, the trend, sustainable trend already like bring them to follow the trend, the happening trend about sustainable production, sustainable packaging, and also our government already implemented some of policy that ask the brand owner to know where their packaging goes, to and maybe in the future to ask the brand owner to have recycled content of their packaging. So yeah, they come to us and try to join with our association. This is Indonesian plastic recycling ecosystem. It's from, yeah, I think it's pretty much same with many country, but there is like specific things that just happen in Indonesia. In collector, we have like plastic waste bank. This is like a bank, but for plastic, for recyclables, for your PCR. We also have TPS 3R. This is municipal waste facility. They do segregation, they do sorting and cleaning, but not good yet. Still have many homework to do there to improve it to be better. And then grinder, processor, yeah, we already know here. Converter and producer and owner. And then yeah, you can see there is comply with emission regulation and of Minister of Environment and Forestry number 75 years 2019. So this is related about them, about take back their product, their packaging, have responsibility on their packaging. And consumer, public household, and sorter, scavenger, household area manager. So my topic, my presentation will more focus on collector and sorter. So this is Indonesian industry, plastic industry consumption, pretty much big. Now it's around 7 to 8 million tons yearly. Mostly the feedstock come from import virgin. It's around 46, and you can see total from virgin it's almost 80%, and only 20% somehow it's from recycle. And also we still import our waste from overseas. It's around 9% or 700,000 every year. The industry quite big here. It's have 1,000 companies in this recycling industry, plastic industry, and the labor it's, yeah, 3.5 million people who work here, and the investment quite big. It's 7.15 trillion rupiah. And then let's talk about the main course, the main menu. So we're gonna talk about the problem about our recycling industry that relate to our collection things, to collection rate. Right now, our industry, this recycling industry, together with waste management service, have market size in 2028 almost hit 1 trillion US dollar. It's really huge number. With CAGR, that's also big CAGR, 9% from 2021 to 2026. Plastic alone, it's 43.5 billion with the same CAGR, 9%. The reason why the number getting higher because the PCR demand. Yeah, maybe our previous speaker already talked about the trend about the sustainable production, sustainable business, sustainable packaging, sustainable production. Yeah, and also our government try to be more sustainable about the consumption, about the communities. So they demanding like recycle contents in their packaging, and asking the brand owner to be more responsible to their packaging after consumption. And also another reason is our consumption, it's get back to normal after recovered from COVID-19. Our consumption it start to be back to normal. The FMCG CAGR it's around 4.5% from 28 to 2025. Yeah, we see there is a crisis right now. This is crisis because the inflation, because the Russian war. But I hope and I'm sure this won't stay longer. This will be past, and the consumption will get back again. And yeah, it will increase the demand of the PCR. It will increase the demand of recycling industry. But yeah, this is really good news for us. But the bad news is the supply is tight. We already see, maybe you already face it, which is where you really difficult to find the feedstock, difficult to find the PCR. So yeah, because the supply is tight, so the price will getting higher. Yeah, just lately become a bit down, but for 2 years we already see the price. Let's say just PT, it's really rocket go to the moon. So what's happened? The one problem is because most recycle industry in developing country extremely depends on their conventional supplier with it unsustainable value chains, which is this unsustainable supply chain is have low collection rate, have limited recyclables resource source, and their business is traditional business and also unsustainable. It's like seasonal business. Like sometimes they close, sometimes they open, they close again, they open again, yeah, and so on. And by that, yeah, you will get unstable supply and price. You like fighting every day to get your feedstock. The procurement department will be really hectic and yeah, stressful there. And this bring us to unsustainable industry, business, and planet and society. Yeah, less recycle, more damage from our waste. Sure. And what my company Kibumi try to do is we try to disrupt the recyclables circular value chains by improving the existing stakeholder, improving the collector there by do aggregate by aggregating them, and we also improving the infrastructure by building logistic hub warehouse in several area to cut the cost of logistic, to cut the cost of other things, make it more efficient. And this I hope will bring more sustainable industry, business, planet, and societies. This is the reality in our supply chains before the digitalization that we do in Indonesia. Like 80% waste come from our household, and 98% it's unsorted. And yeah, the reason because there is lack of incentive. Yeah, why I talk about incentive, because yeah, we are in developing country, not much people reach here. People try to seek more opportunity to get more money, so they will not do any things that ask them more effort if there is no incentive. They will not talk about value yet in here in mostly developing countries. So you have to put some incentive to make them move, to make them put some effort to segregate, to sort their waste. And yeah, lack of education in Indonesia, maybe same with other country. We never talk about how to sort our waste in school, in our educational system. Yeah, from our childhood until higher education, university, college, we never talk about how we sort our waste. So yeah, we lack of it. So after that, yeah, 90% of our recyclables will picked by government and conventional pickup service, which make it more worse because it's only collecting and dumping and no segregation at all. So this waste, these recyclables that you need will go to landfill and municipal waste facility, which is yeah will make them as a forever, as a waste forever. But in other side, there is like 10% of our recyclables get picked by our waste picker. Yeah, they save this waste picker, this scavengers save our lives. But their living condition really not good. There is 3.7 million people in here. Our waste picker live below poverty line, and not count yet their family member. It's around 10 million total that people that depend their life in waste. They work barefoot, yeah, literally barefoot, and illegal, yeah, literally illegal, because they pick the waste from the household, from the bin there without any permission from the authorities there, local authorities, or even from the owner of the house. So yeah, it's like stealing the waste. But yeah, the household not bother at all because yeah, it's waste. But unfortunately, 80% of PCR in Indonesia come from this, from our waste picker with this working condition. And the waste picker will sell the recyclables, the PCR, to the traditional waste hub, which is already long supply chains. There is four level of traditional waste hub. Condition is here not even better. They extremely poor working condition. Yeah, you can see from the picture. Yeah, try to zoom in it. Poor managed business, like I told you, their business like sometimes close, sometimes open, sometimes close. Yeah, seasonal business. Sometimes if they get better opportunity in other sector, they will move there and they will leave their hub, their business here. And yeah, some of waste picker also go to the landfill and municipal waste facility to get waste there. It's really dangerous there, but yeah, to stay alive, to survive, they have to do it. And this bad ecosystem will provide our recycle industry with low quality, unstable quantity, and unstable price. This is the reality that we face in Indonesia, and sure, I believe in many developing countries as well. So what we try to do, what Kibumi try to do, we try to disrupt it, make the supply chain shorter, because shorter it will better for recycle industry, better price, also better economic share for the player there, for our traditional waste picker. We try, you can see the left side it's existing and the right side it disrupt value chains. We built our recyclables hub, which is as a logistic hub and warehouse to cut the logistic hub. We also aggregate the waste hub or the collection hub, become aggregated collection hub. We facilitate them with, we provide them with many things. I will explain later. They do advanced waste segregation to fulfill the industry requirement. They do waste basic cleaning, recyclables packing to make it more small packaging. And we also aggregate the waste picker, provide them with mobile apps that with these mobile apps they can connect with local government, with the source of waste, which is household, and they do also basic segregation. This is after digitalization. The same household. Mostly the waste come from household, but now 90% will go to our waste picker because like we connect them. This we provide with mobile apps for the household and waste picker, which is they can communicate here. The waste picker can communicate with the household as well. This is like Grab for recyclables. If Grab, you can order motorbike or you can order food or order car. But in here, you can order waste picker to pick your waste, to pick your recyclables. This is provide more PCR source for our picker and provide incentive for our household. We just give more motivation to our household to segregate their waste because yeah, their effort get paid. And then from waste picker, they will sell it like to the modern recyclable shop. But our modern recyclable hub actually it's the waste hub, traditional waste hub that we already aggregate, we already upgrade. So we provide them with mobile apps that a simple ERP to maintain their business, to make their business going well. They can see the data, they know how their business going, is it good or not. They can see, they can get better price also, and from this better environment, from this better supply chains. Uh, our recycle industry will get better supply, better quality, more stable supply, stable price. And from our side, we from kibumi.id we have PCR digital platform. This is whole data about about recyclables, about PCR. We know where the waste goes, where it generated. We know. And this is really helpful for our brand owner from FMCG to fulfill, to comply the regulation in country, also for recycle industry. So we can see the data, we can forecasting many things here. And yeah, this is aggregation that I already mentioned you. We try to boost collection capacity and sustainability of our collection stakeholder through digitalizing their business process, provide them with simple ERP. We help them adopting technology, simple sorting machine. Yeah, simple, just simple one, not the advanced one, because we not try to make it fully automatic. Still need labor, still people need work here. We build their capacity, their financial capacity, their business capacity, many capacity that relate to their business that they need to maintain their business, and we provide financing to help their business going well. Like from the left side, you can see conventional stakeholder from low quality become three times volume, low quality below 7% reject and impurities, unstable supply and price become stable price and supply with contractual agreement. Yeah, because they already become a proper business. Yeah, we can have a contractual agreement with them. Long value chains become shorter, poor managed, become bankable, legal, and sustainable business. intensive human labor become automation and digitalization. This is not fully automatic. Still, we still have to make it more space for human to work here to get more money. But yeah, better earnings there. No, like situation before. You can see the picture here from the left and the right. So that's, I hope what effort that we put here can make better supply chains, can increase our collection rate and help the recycling industry to be better better in their business. So let's talk about a bit about my business. My business is kibumi.id. This is our model. So we work with recycle industry, we work with brand owner, recycle industry. We become their supplier. We supply them with feedstock, large and stable supply, good quality and stable price. With the brand owner, we provide EPR service, which is like plastic credit, carbon credit, waste credit, to comply with many things in their country, to follow the trend that already happening. And with our partner, we do aggregation. We aggregate them, improving their capacity, their collection capacity, and their business capacity. So we are already been 2 or 3 years in Indonesia. We have 4 recyclables hub already, and in this end of this year, we plan have 7 more recyclables hub. Our capacity right now is 420 tons per month, and we try to get 800 tons per month in the end of year. And we have another expertise to support our vision and our business. We provide consulting and research. We have some project with some NGO, some government and brand owner, you can see there. And we also have developing digital apps for Mayora, one brand owner here, to make plastic traceability platform and community development. We have project with FAO about developing circularity in some of fishing port. That's all. Thanks a lot. Feel free to ask me anything related to my topic in Q&A session.
Thank you. And Mr. Hadiyan, Fariz, Azhar. Okay, now please, yeah, share your thanks. Yeah, thank you, Jivan. Thank you for your feedback. Yeah, and all our delegates, just like those questions you saw in the chat box, you can ask your own questions as well. Seize the chance to talk to our speaker, Hadiyan Faris Azhar, today. Can you do you have also the trouble turning on the microphone and camera? Yeah, Lai, thank you. Yeah, of course. I have to say thank you all our speakers and also our delegates to stay with us until today. And I believe that because we all come out with a true heart that we want to improve the circular economy in the future as well, right? That's why you're here. Let's listen to the answers to those questions from Hadiyan later. Let me text Mr. Hadiyan. Can you? Okay, let me know. Let me know what to help you. How to help you. Maybe you can refresh the page. Oh, you saw yourself already. Okay, great. It takes a little time. Wait for it to, to get online, because it needs to. So, you switched the places. That's why, dear delegates, Mr. Speaker, I think he switched the place, but he's ready to answer the questions. Hey, you can also turn on the microphone. You're on mute now. You're on mute, so you have to click the microphone.
Yeah.
Yes,
You hear
I can hear you. Yes. And delegates, say hi to Mr. Hadiyan. Say hi if you can hear loud and clear of his voice. Let's go to the Q&A mode. I have to say that, Mr. Hadiyan, please take a look at your right-hand side in the chat box. There's a Q&A mode page there, right? You can click Q&A
Oh,
mode, and you can find out the questions there. If you can, please let me know, or I can assist.
okay. Already can see it.
Can you do that?
So I will pick it by click publish.
And use your mouse, go to the question, and yes, click publish. You can find the questions to, put in the center area for everyone to see it. Great. Okay, let's do it.
Okay. So, how do we manage or compete with the existing informal system? We not compete with them. We aggregate them. We increase their capacity. So we not compete with them. They are our partner. So we try to like upgrade the whole ecosystem, the old ecosystem right now. So there is no competition there. But yeah, some of like existing informal systems still like have resistance to join to our environment, but we are okay with them. We are okay with that. And they also like actually most of them when they interact with us, they really like open to us because like we can give them a better price, we can provide them with technology, we can provide them with financing. So yeah, it's like we not compete at all with them.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Okay.
And delegates, that's the question from our previous speaker,
Yeah.
Crispian Lau.
This is really
very
really good question actually. Okay,
Yeah.
how to manage the fluctuate price, because like we do the contractual agreement with medium term like monthly. Usually this old system like old player, junk shop, and many others, they sell it like we trade in traditional market, like the price will change every day. They can change it. Yeah, depend on many factor. But since their business already proper, we can give them contractual agreement, and yeah, it's make the price become more stable to the recycling industry and for us as the aggregator also. So this is really important because like
Let me
another
remind
another
you that
reason is because yeah
we can see the
another reason
people
that
walking
why
behind you.
yes, I'm in hotel right now in outside area. So like, and
Okay.
another reason is because we give them financing. This financing provide like we can tie the price, so they will not change the price as long as we finance them. This is make our recycling industry feel like more relief because the price not change really fast.
I see. You're on mute now. You click that button.
Okay.
Okay,
And
let's
then
pick up the next one.
okay, okay, I will go here. Maybe this one a bit about my association. What does Adobe do? So Adobe actually it's association that every stakeholder that involved in recycling, not just the recycling company, from brand owner, from the waste picker. Even there is we have a member from waste picker that member as a personal. And what we do, we try to improve the ecosystem, the whole ecosystem. Like we connect every stakeholder to meet what they need to improve our member. So actually, it's aligned with my business also in Kibumi. So and yeah, it's limited to Indonesia because yeah, this is Indonesian recycle ecosystem. Okay, here next, is there any other company? Oh yeah, many startup in Indonesia right now, it's start to try to digitalize and modernize the ecosystem, recycling ecosystem. There is some other names beside Kibumi. There is like Octopus try to aggregate the waste picker. If my business focus on the junk shop and waste hubs, this Octopus try to go directly to the waste picker. They facilitate with mobile apps like we do as well. And some like they make a marketplace already, like mall sampah in Indonesia means waste, mall sampah. So they like connected the recycling industry with the people who have the recyclables. Okay, here. Okay.
Oh, the next question is very good from Anthony. Yeah, I hope we can. Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, you picked that. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the aggregate metal, glass, and paper. Since our name is plastic recycling industry association, so we not go to the metal, glass, and paper packaging. But my business alone, we already like not just stop in plastic. We try to aggregate more junk shop that have more other material like metal, cardboard. Right now, our capacity is 90% plastic, and 7% it's already cut and paper and cardboard. So yeah, for Adobe, not go to there, but my business it's aggregate also other material things like especially paper right now. But in the future, we have plan to like because junk shop in Indonesia or we call it lapak or waste hub in Indonesia, they just not collect the plastic. They have all kind of recyclables, metal, glass, paper. So like if we want to like improve their business, we have to we have to involve with every recyclables they have. So we have next plan in the future plan to do many others recyclables material. Okay, what the volume per month that you are recycling? So we not do recyclings, but we sell our recyclables that we already from our partner. Right now it's around 40 to 420 tons a month, and by the end of this year it's around 800 because we already under constructing several new recyclable hub in East Indonesia.
All right.
Maybe this one.
While you're answering the next question, I will switch the mode to the AV view so that delegates can see your bigger face. But I'll have to remind you first, in case to scare you. Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Please
okay,
go
okay.
on.
Okay, how do you predict the recycling future in Indonesia? So, in my perspective, recycling future in Indonesia it's going good. It's have a bright future because right now our government already implementing some policy, some regulation that really good in encourage and in enhance circular economy, like asking the brand owner to like have more responsibility about their packaging. And now we have talked with government about many others like we have like a regulation that we already in discussion with government like waste credit. It's not just about plastic credit but about waste credit, but yeah, it's still a long way to go there. But recycling in Indonesia it's really good, the recycling rate. I mean, developing country, right? Many people still seeking for opportunity to get more money. So we still have a lot of people that willing to get these recyclables from every house, and many digitals startup also like already try to like improve these things with digitalization. So this is really good right now, and we already know some of big name come to Indonesia and build their own recycling facility, like Danone already here with a Veolia service and then we also have Mayora Group already under constructing their facility in Indonesia. And next, Dynapec with Coca-Cola. So many already come to Indonesia to build their own facility. And this is good things for our recycle ecosystem in Indonesia. Okay. Where can I contact you? Maybe yeah, in my slide I'm not put it. I will maybe put it where maybe I will just put it in the message here so
Yeah,
you can contact
you
me.
can. Yeah, of course. Yeah, like email, WhatsApp, or
Yeah.
even LinkedIn page is fine, right? You can share your LinkedIn page as well.
Yeah, already put it there.
Oh,
And
great.
maybe this. Okay, one more. What the next step? Okay, what the next step? Yeah, right now, like I told you, we just focus on plastic, but in the near future, we try to get more recyclables, paper, cardboard, and also like develop our recyclables hub. Right now, we already have two planned recyclables hub outside Java. Right now, I'm in Makassar City in Celebes Island, ongoing project with local government here to make our new recyclable hub here. So we get a lot of support from local government in Indonesia, and it's really good news. I mean, if you wanna come here in Indonesia and wanna play as our role as well, it's really good opportunity for you to come to Indonesia.
Okay, before we move on to the next one, I'll say I have to announce the next question will be our last question. And also to all delegates and who asked the question, including Mr. Crispian Lau, I hope that Speaker Hadiyan has answered your questions at all. So if you have more opinions and comments, feel free to leave in the chat box now. And Hadiyan, let's go to the next question.
Okay, there is like one feedback in do I deal with Europe? No, we not go to Europe, but we have we got contact from Europe buyer that gonna take our bells, but because the logistic cost too expensive from Indonesia to Europe, so yeah, cannot make a deal there. So this is the last question maybe. How many items that you are recycling? Already told you around 400 each month and going to go to 800. Do you make food grade? We're not recycling. We just aggregating the ecosystem here and help the recycle industry to get their feedstock. And but our buyer it's producing RHDPE and RPET. So like one of our biggest buyer it's Veolia Service Indonesia. They make RPT pellets and RHDP, one of big group also in Indonesia, Pan Group Recycle. It's also producing RHDP in Indonesia.
Right. So feel free to have further discussion by contacting Mr. Hadiyan by through the WhatsApp and the email he sent in the chat box. And if you have other basic questions or opinions to our webinar today, feel free to answer the questions in our feedback form as well. Before let's say goodbye to Mr. Hadiyan, let's
Thank you so much.
ask Hadiyan the same question. Do you have any conclusion or highlights you would like to make for delegates to remember?
Yeah, I think by now I see many effort we put to like increase the value of our recyclables, but we not focus. We lack of support to the ecosystem, the existing ecosystem. I think we have to put more effort to improve this ecosystem, to improve this traditional ecosystem that this ecosystem is the one who provide you with your feedstock. So yeah, let's put more effort to improve their life quality, to improve their business there, to it will if their ecosystem already good, then our recycling industry also will get benefit from it. That's from me.
I like that. Look at the bigger picture and also think about the future. I think that's very good. Thank you for your time today, and I'm looking forward to see you. I'm gonna inviting you to attend our future events as well. So delegates, you may see our speaker at our future events as well. So stay
Thank you so
tuned
much.
with Ringer events. And thank you for the time today. I have to say goodbye to you. Sorry for that, but see you next time. Let's keep in touch. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Delegates, say
Bye.
goodbye to Mr. Hadiyan, Fariz,
Bye.
Azhar.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. All right. So, dear delegates, thanks. Of course. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you for your participation as well. So, as I I hate to say it all the time, but due to the time limitation, this will come to the end of our presentation. And after listening to the enlightening presentations today, we've learned a lot, not only about the circular economy in the aspect in Asian countries, and also about the groundbreaking technology that will undoubtedly increase plastic recycling, as well as other suggestions for for enhancing the quality of recycled materials so that they can be employed in higher value applications. All of us, I think, had a very fruitful day in addition to learning a lot as well. We have to finish our webinar right away, as I text in the chat box, due to the time limitation. However, if any of your questions from the chat box weren't addressed by our speakers today, feel free to email them or send your questions to us by filling our feedback form. The feedback form I keep I keep texting in the chat box already, so feel free to answer it. And also, if you like to talk to me more about our future events as well, I will share my LinkedIn, in the chat box as well. me, Jack Chen from Ringer Events, as a conference planner, you can contact me through feedback form or the LinkedIn. Completing this feedback form will help us to serve you better, I have to say. Please fill out the simple questions and we can do better for you. On behalf of Ringer Events, I'm Jack Chen, the planner of today's webinar, and I'd like to wish you a good day. So, goodbye.